I can. Oh hey, do you want to like sit with us in this? Like I have the questions. I mean,
I really have to.
Yeah, it sounds like a no.
You'd just be the creepy guy in the background. Or the hell not.
All right. Okay. All right, and I'll add some kind of intro before this, so it's not just like heading right into questions. Did you start it, Kevin?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We're live.
You're
All
on
right.
air.
Okay.
Cut.
All right. So, can you describe this market for me? Would you say it's competitive, or what would you say?
As far as the restaurant industry, it's immensely competitive. Just to give you some statistics, in Allegheny County alone, there are roughly 1,000 restaurants, and when you consider the population density is 1.2 million people, restaurants are competing per capita for about 1,200 people a restaurant, and that determines really a high competitive marketplace.
So does that high competition, does it have a high factor on how you're determining your prices?
We have to certainly be more sensitive, and we have to identify our markets a lot better. Obviously, if you price too low, you're leaving money on the table. You price too high, you'll learn a lot. We talk a lot about this idea of marginal propensity. That's the consumer's willingness to spend that last penny on something that you're offering. We try to push the envelope of that marginal propensity. So competition does play into that, but you also have to be really on top of who your market is within that competition.
Right. So obviously a lot of local competition, but globally, what would you say compared to the local?
There is no global competition in our markets. As a matter of fact, restaurants in general are about as local as you can get. Our market radiuses are about 5 miles. Yeah, but even unit to unit, it's about a 5-mile radius is really kind of how we look at things.
Okay, like no two restaurants would be closer than that radius to each other.
For the most part, we try to keep that in place.
Right.
But even outside of that radius, they do compete with each other. It's called cannibalization.
Right. Do you think that has a somewhat large effect, or it's very minimal?
Cannibalization?
Yeah.
Large impact on units. But there's a trade-off. So if we look at a unit's economics and we look at their sales, there's a trade-off that we're willing to accept. So if we lose $500,000 as an example in sales in a store, but we generated $3.5 million in a new store, that cannibalization is worthwhile because the net on that gain is $3 million. So we just have to look at it in a probably an intelligent way.
Wait,